सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ऋकारस्मन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मंत्र नंबर 4। अनेजदेकं मनसो जलीयः नैन देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्षते। तद्धावतोऽन्यानत्येति तिष्ठत् तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा दधाति। Now it is said, Atma is Brahma Atma, Atma Tattvam, Anenjate, not moving, not changing, it is. Almost immediately it is said, Manasaha Javiyaha, faster than the mind. Now the question arises, how is this? Contrariness is there. Bhashyakara asked the question here in page 21. In our book, page 21. Katham viruddham uchyate dhruvam nischalam idam manaso javiyaha iti cha. How is this contrary statement is there? Viruddham uchyate, contrary is there, said here. That which is not moving, at the same time it is said that it is faster than the mind. Bhashyakara answers here, na eshaha doshaha. Eshaha, this way of stating, this way of saying eshaha, in this there is no doshaha, there is no defect in this, there is no contrariness here, there is no contradiction in this statement. Not moving and very fast, there is no contradiction. How is it that there is no contradiction? He explains. Nirupadhi upadhimattvena upapattehe. Upapatti means tenability, validity. Upapattehe, the fifth case, because of There is because of consistency being there. There being consistency. There being no contradiction. There being tenability. It is tenable, possible. Upapattehe. Possibility being there. How it is possible? Nirupadi and upadimatva. Two ways, right? Nirupadi. Without upadi and upadimatva, having the upadi along with the upadhi. So there is twofold presentation, twofold way of seeing Atma Tattva. Presenting Atma is tenable. That he explains further. Usually, Bhashyakara would explain a feature, a thing, very briefly first and then will elaborate. First, Sangraha, briefly. Upadimatva, Nirupadi, Upadimatva, Upapattehe. This is a brief answer. And this brief answer, Sangraha, he will elaborate Vistara, Sangraha and Vistara. He will elaborate. Now he elaborates this answer. Tatra Nirupadhikena Svena Rupena Uchyate Anejat Ekam Iti. First it is said Anejat Ekam. It's not moving, not changing. It is constant. It is one, non-dual. From what standpoint it is said? Svena Rupena Uchyate. In its own true nature, real nature. And what is the true nature? Nirupadhikena. Without the upadi. Without it. Not in the light of no upadi. Nirupadi. Nirupadhikena Svena Rupena. Svena Rupena. In its own form, which is free from upadi. Being free from upadi is Nirupadhika. And then Nirupadhikena Svena Rupena, it is said Uchyate Anejate Ekam Iti. Alright. Now, with that, in the light of upadi, that is, he explains, Manasaha Antahkaranasya Sankalpa Vikalpa Lakshanasya Upadhehe Anuvartanat Iha Dehastasya Manasaha Brahmalokadi Duragamanam Sankalpena Kshanamatrad Bhavati Iti Ataha Manasaha Javishtatvam Loke Prasiddham. First he explains that mind is very fast. First he explains Manasaha, that means equal to Antahkaranasya. Manasa is equal to Antahkaranasya. And what is this Antahkarana? He points out further Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Lakshanasya, which is in the form of Lakshana, which obtains in the form of Sankalpa and Vikalpa, thinking, deliberating, and then thinking in different ways, variously, Vikalpa. This way and the other way, that way, Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Atma Lakshanasya. There is this thought and then an alternate thought or a doubt that is said of Sankalpa and Vikalpa, Lakshanasya. Antahkaranasya. Okay. And what happens to Atma as if it goes along with the mind. When a person sees something, then Atma becomes as it were, not really, but appears like the seer. And when the person listens, hears some sound, then Atma as though looks like the seer. And when one thinks of something, then Atma, as if it looks like the thinker of that very thought. So, whatever state the mind assumes, the Atma Swarupa, as if it follows that, it keeps in with that, it changes, adapts to that. So, like even a molten metal or water for that matter, whatever vessel the water is poured in, the water seems to assume that form of the inside of the vessel. In a cylindrical vessel, water looks cylindrical. In a conical vessel, water looks conical. Water itself does not have any shape, but then whatever vessel we pour it in, it assumes the shape. Similarly, the Chaitanya, the Sakshi, assumes, as if changes into that very state, thinker, seer, etc. And in a human body, it looks like a human being. And in animal body, lion, tiger, etc. Atma seems to become verily the lion and tiger, right? The very behavior, lighting up the very behavior of all the animals and etc. and lending existence, satta, to all the behavior, the animal and the behavior, that is Atma, appears as if it is. So, Atma anuvartate, it as though assumes the same form. Like even the clay, when it is made into a pot or an earthen vessel, whatever the shape of the vessel is, size of the vessel, the clay assumes that shape. That's only then it can assume the pot shape, etc. If the clay does not assume that shape of whatever it is made into, then there is no becoming, there is no pot made, etc. So, if the Chaitanya does not seem to, it's not really manifest changing, but seem to change into a seer, etc., there is no seeing, there is no hearing, there is no thinking, there is no feeling. And therefore, anuvartanat, it as if it follows, it tags along, it assumes the form of sankalpa, vikalpa, etc., thinking, hearing, etc. So therefore, anuvartanat, mind also, it assumes, as Atma assumes to be, it takes the condition of the mind, anuvartanat. Okay. And further he explains that the mind is past, he explains. Iha, that is here, that is dehastasya, here a fellow is standing here, and then the fellow obtains in the body. In this very body, the fellow obtains dehastasya, purusha, for the purusha person, the fellow is standing here, and the fellow obtains here, iha dehastasya, for that person, the mind of that person, manasaha. For the person, the mind of the person, dehastasya, manasaha, for that mind, brahmalokadi dura gamanam, reaching gamanam, going to far off places, dura gamanam, goes to very far off places, not literally, but in terms of its own thought, its memory, etc., its imagination, etc., it reaches dura gamanam. Dura places which are very far off. Like what? Places like what? Brahmaloka, the Bhashakara goes to Brahmaloka straight away. Instead of next city, next town, Brahmaloka, up to that, even up to Brahmaloka. I don't think about, I have no memory of Brahmaloka now. Anyway, but I can fancy, okay? How will Brahmaloka be? I can fancy. I can imagine. It may not be so, but the way I imagine, but still I can imagine. So, in my imagination, I have reached Brahmaloka, up to Brahmaloka, adi duragamanam. And how does it happen? Sankalpena, just by thought. You wish, you will, and then you are there. Lo, you are there. Okay. Just by wishing, you are there. Just by willing, you are there. Sankalpena, kshanamatra, very very short time, just in a moment, kshanamatrad bhavati, manasaha gamanam bhavati. For the mind, traveling, reaching far off places happens very, just in a moment, just by thought, sankalpena, kshanamatrad bhavati, duragamanam bhavati, iti, and so, ataha, so, manasaha javishtatvam, mind being very fast, java, and then java, ishta, pratyaya ishta means the superlative degree. Java is fast, javishta means fastest. The mantra says javiyaha, faster. Javiyaha means manasaha javiyaha. Javiyaha means faster. But Bhashyakara points out it is not just faster, it is fastest. Javishtatvam, manasaha javishtatvam. The mind being fastest, it is well known. Loke prasiddham, it is well known. Okay. Now, further continues. Tasmin manasi brahmalokadin drutam gacchati sati. That mind, such a mind, tasmin manasi, that mind, drutam gacchati, drutam, fast, very with speed, right? Very fast, drutam. Druta means fast, speed, with speed. Gacchati. This gacchati is not a verb here. This is the sati saptami. Shatru. Gacchan is there, and then manaha is napumsaka, therefore it is gacchat. Okay? And the seventh case of gacchat is gacchati, not the verb here. Tasmin manasi gacchati. Manaha gacchat. Mind goes. And as the mind goes, manasi gacchati. It looks like a verb. Gacchati looks like a verb. It is not a verb here. It is a participle, present participle, seventh case. Manasi gacchati. As the mind goes very fast, goes fast to where? Where to? Brahmaloka adin, up to Brahmaloka. Bhashyakara makes this clear by adding sati. Gacchati sati, sati saptami. This being so, mind reaching far off places very fast, quickly. Now, what happens? Prathamam praptaha iva atma chaitanya avabhasaha grihyate. Grihyate, it's understood. It is perceived, understood. What is understood? Atma, which is chaitanya, and its avabhasaha, the reflection. Avabhasaha, the reflection of Atma, the Chaitanya. What about that? Prathamam praptaha, it has reached earlier, before the mind reaches there, Atma Chaitanya, the Chidabhasa has already is there, right? This is not literal, okay? It is not that mind is running and then Chidabhasa is running faster than that and reaching that. It is not a race, okay? It's it looks like that. It's already reached there, meaning that, see, now I think of, suppose when I think of something else somewhere, a far off place, as I think of it, the thought is evident. The thought, I am the sakshi of that thought also. Now I am thinking of, suppose, say, now I am thinking of Kashi, suppose, Banaras. Now I am thinking of Kashi. As I think of Kashi, it becomes Sakshi Bhasya. It is lit up. It is revealed by the Sakshi. And therefore, Sakshi seems to have already reached. So that's not literal, but as if it looks like Pratham, therefore Bhashyakara says, Prathamam praptaha eva. As though the Atma Chaitanya Avabhasa, the Chidabhasa, or simply the Sakshi is already there to light this thought, to light up this thought, to reveal this thought, to own this thought. Yeah, I am thinking about Kashi. Now I am thinking about Vishwanatha. Now, as if the Sakshi, Prathamam praptaha eva grihyate. It is understood, it is seen as if it has already reached there before the mind reaches that place. Okay. Therefore, ataha manasaha javiyaha iti aha. Aha, Shrutihi aha, the Shruti says, and therefore Shruti says, faster than the mind. Ataha, therefore, the Shruti says, Atma is manasaha javiyaha, faster than the mind. Okay. So, in relation to the mind, the upadhi, Atma seems to be faster than the mind. Right, that's all. Therefore, a child, no, a kid, travels, say in a car or in a plane or in a train, the kid travels from one place to another place. Today night, full moon day, or the moon is there in the sky, and then the child looks at as the child boards the train, looks at the moon. Mummy, look at the moon. Okay, brilliant. Okay, got into the train, traveled. Next day evening, night, it reached the other place, looks at the sky. Mummy, the moon has already come to Delhi now. Yesterday it was in Chennai. Today, before we came, the moon has come to Delhi also. Child thinks like that. Very interesting. Look, Mummy, the moon has already come to Delhi before we reached Delhi. It looks like that. Okay. So, that Atma seems to be fast. In relation to the mind, the upadhi, Atma seems to be faster. Therefore, there is no contradiction. Itself not moving, unchanging, constant. In the light of upadhi, with reference to upadhi, it seems to be faster than the upadhi, being the sakshi, being the one which lights up, illumines that very upadhi and the vritti, the changes in the upadhi, manaha, therefore, manasaha javiyaha iti aha. Therefore, there is no contradiction. He explains this. Alright. Continues further. Na yenat devaha. Takes the words. Na yenat devaha. Devaha yenat na apnuvan. It is said. What is the meaning of devaha here? Bhashyakara explains. Dyotanat devaha. Dyotanat being brilliant. Dyotana means brilliance. Being brilliant, being luminous. They illumine, they light up. Dyotanat devaha. Devas are seen to be, or said to be, luminous entities, very light. Literally light, literally means not no body, no weight. So, I'm joking. But then they are brilliant because of their tapas, their tejas, their shakti, right? That's all because of their being the higher upadhi, superior upadhi, finer upadhi. Therefore, Dyotanat devaha. Alright. Bhashyakara also points out here the deva word can also mean to take senses, sense organs. Therefore, he says Chakshurāvīni Indriyāni. Here, the Indriyāni, the sense organs such as eye, etc. Chakshurāvīni Indriyāni can mean, the deva word can mean Indriyāni, sense organs also. We can take both meanings. Adhidaiva also, Indra, Vayu, etc. also they can take. Adhyatma, sense organs also we can take. Both are okay. So Bhashyakara points out, he does not negate, he does not say that the Deva does not refer to Indra, etc. does not say so, but he adds, says that Chakshurāvīni Indriyāni also can be the meaning of Devaha. Okay. Then, what is the meaning of Yenat? Yenat is a form of Yetat. As we see in the declension of words, Yenat, Yene, Yenani is an alternative form of Yetat, Yete, Yetani. Second case is there. Second case, Yetat, Yete, Yetani. This is the common form. An alternate form is there, Yenat, Yene, Yenani is there. So that's what is used here. Enat means etat. And what is it etat? Prakritam. What is it prakritam? What is being seen now? Atma tattvam. The true nature of Atma. The tattvam, that is Atma. The reality, the truth, that is Atma. Further, na apnuvan, na praptavantaha. They do not overtake, they do not reach, they do not objectify, they do not objectify. Apnuvan, they got. Na apnuvan, they do not get. What it means, they do not get, do not objectify. That is to say that the Atma Brahma, Ishvara is not an object of the sense organs, perception, and also of inference, etc. Devaha na apnuvan. Atma does not become an object of perception, etc. Okay. Like even the mirror, the reflection in the mirror does not illumine the sun. Okay. The sun's reflection in the mirror does not illumine the sun. Okay. In fact, the reflection occurs in the mirror, and what occurs is the sunlight only it occurs. So the reflection does not illumine the sun. Similarly, the indriyas which draw sentiency, the capacity to see, know from Atma Chaitanya, and not only the capacity to know, the very existence of the indriyas and manaha, etc., are from Sat Brahma Atma alone. They do not lend existence to Brahmatma. They do not reveal Brahmatma. And all the sense organs have a limited scope. Eyes can reveal only form, color, etc. Only it can reveal. Ears can only reveal sounds. That's all they can do. In some animals, in one place, two organs are present. Okay. It is not that it is one organ, one sense organ. Both are present in one place. That's how it is. Right. Now, they have their own limited scope. Ears can only, or whatever catches sound can only catch sound. That is their scope, their field, their kshetram. This is their kshetra. This is their scope. Beyond that, it cannot reveal. Ears cannot reveal the color of an object. Eyes cannot reveal the sound or the volume, the level of pitch, etc. of the sound. So they have their own, their exclusive field is there. More than that, they cannot reveal. But Atma is the truth of everything, manifests as everything, and therefore this cannot cover all. Okay. Alright. So the better reason is the indriyas themselves dependent on Atma for their existence and for their capacity. They are karya. Karya does not lend existence to karanam. On the other hand, karana lends existence to karya. Like clay lends existence to the pot, not the other way. So too indriyas, etc. and devas also do not reveal Atma because they draw light from Atma Chaitanya. They do not prove the existence of Atma because they themselves exist because of Atma Chaitanya. Therefore, na apnavan, na vishayi kurvanti, do not objectify Brahma Atma. Alright, now Bhashyakara points out one more thing here, one point. Tebhyaha manaha javiyaha. Manaha, mind is javiyaha, faster. Faster than what? Tebhyaha, faster than those. Tebhyaha Panchami, this is Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, this is fifth case. Tebhyaha manaha javiyaha. Compared to them, mind is faster. compared to what? Indriyebhya, the aforesaid Chakshuradibhya, Indriyebhya, even faster than the Indriyas is the mind. Why so? Because he explains. Mano Vyapara Vyavahitatvat. Because the Indriyas can perceive only intervened by the mind, helped by the mind alone, the Indriyas can perceive. Without the mind functioning, there is no seeing, hearing is there. Right? Suppose I am looking at something and suppose my mind is elsewhere. Then something happens, I don't perceive. Even though eyes are open, right? But still seeing does not take place. Even though ears are open, but hearing does not take place. Why? Manaha is not, the mind is not behind that vyapara. Only then seeing, hearing, etc. take place. Therefore, mano vyapara vyavahitatva, intervened by, separated by, right? The mano vyapara, the activity of the mind. And therefore, mind is faster, Indriyas are not that fast. Okay. So, when mind itself cannot reach Atma, what to talk of the slow coaches, the slow moving, relatively compared to the mind, the slower sense organs. Kaimutika Nyaya, Bhashakara brings it here. Even the fast mind cannot comprehend, let's say, objective Atma. What to talk of the slow moving sense organs? That is the point here. That is called the Kaimutika, is the approach method. Kaimutika Nyaya. What to talk of? Even the fast mind cannot do that. What to talk of the slower moving senses? That is the Kaimutika. Kim Uta. What to say about? What to talk of? This Kim Uta becomes in the Tadita Kaimutika. What to talk of this? Suppose there is a very strong muscle man is there, a boxer, a wrestler is there. Now that fellow is number one, say. And then on some other place, some other wrestler is not able to beat that fellow. Right. Even that fellow is not able to beat. Then how can I beat? I who do not know even wrestling. I don't even know spelling of wrestling correctly. How to spell the word, even that I may not know. How can I beat that wrestler even when the other wrestler himself could not beat that fellow? This is Kaimuta. This is Kimuta Vaktavyam. What to talk of me? Even that fellow cannot beat. How can I beat that fellow? Now, there is this fellow who is afraid of cockroaches, okay? Lizards, geckos, afraid of these small insects. And then the wife says, "Come on, husband, go and fight with the tiger and lion." I can't even fight cockroaches. What to talk of lions and tigers? Kimuta, okay, what to talk of those? The Kaimutika Nyaya. Okay, this is the Kaimutika. Even one thing is, this is not possible. What to talk of the inferior thing? That is the Kaimutika Nyaya. So, even the fastest mind cannot comprehend, that is objective Atma, Brahma. What to talk of Indriyani? That is the point. Tebhyaha Manaha Jaliyaha Mano Vyapara Vyavahitatvat. Therefore, Abhasa Matramapi Atmanaha Naiva Devanam Vishayi Bhavati. Atmanaha Abhasa Matramapi Vishayi na Bhavati. Even a trace of Atma, even the reflection of Atma does not become the object. Vishayi na bhavati, does not become an object of these senses. Devanam na vishayi bhavati. What vishayi bhavati? Atmanaha abhasa matramapi. Even the abhasa, even an inkling Even an inkling of Atma Swarupa does not become an object of senses. No way, even a semblance, our book says, even a semblance of the Atma Swarupa does not become an object of senses. Okay. Therefore, Naina Devaha Atmavan. Okay. Further. Yasmat Javanat Manasaha Api. Because of being faster than the mind, Manasaha Api Javanat. Being faster than the mind, Yasmat Karanat. Because of this. Because of the reason that mind is it is faster than the mind, and therefore Purvam Arshat, it reaches earlier, goes faster. It already it pervades. Suppose I think of something. When I think of something, Atma the Chaitanya lends existence to me, the thinker, lends the thinking possible, makes thinking possible, and not only that, lends the very existence to the object of thought. Suppose I think of pot, okay, the pot gets existence from Atma Chaitanya, Brahma Chaitanya, and me, the thinker of the pot, the thinkerhood for me, and the thought of me is all because of Atma, Brahmatma Chaitanya only. That is what is said as Purvam Arshat. Even before there is a thought happens in full, as the thinker, as the thought of object, Atma Chaitanya is already there. Therefore, Purvam Arshat explains that. Bhashyakara explains, Purvameva Gatam. It's already Gatam, already reached, already gone before. Reached there, gone there, meaning pervading that, lending existence to that. Suppose there is a traveling drama troupe, okay? There is a drama troupe, drama company, stage company is there, which travels from place to place. Now, in one place, the drama troupe completes this act, and then there is a setup, there is a group will set up the stage, etc., backdrop, etc., will be there. And then after this act, this drama is over here, the setup group unwinds this whole setup and then travels and then sets up wherever to new place they go, there they set up and then the drama takes place. So, from one thought to another thought, the thought is like a drama and Atma Chaitanya is like the setup group, right? Setting the stage up, etc. Right? So, after one thought is over, now get ready for the another setup. Get ready, get it up. One thought to another thought. But then here it happens so fast. Okay? Happens so fast. Unwinding the setup and then setting up happens so fast. The very basis for the thought, the very existence of the thought, the very illumining of the thought all happens very fast. Therefore, Atma being the Adhishthanam, the truth, the basis of all, and the revealer, the Prakashaka, the illuminer of all. Therefore, Purvameva Gatam, Purvam Arshat. Alright. Bhashyakara explains further. Vyomavate Vyapitvat Sarvavyapi Tat Atmatattvam. Tat Atmatattvam, that truth called Atma Brahma is Sarvavyapi, is all pervasive, being the truth of all. And Bhashyakara, Vyomavat, like space, Vyapitvat, like space it is all pervasive. Here the pervasiveness is not an action here, not happening in time. Like even, suppose I light a incense stick here, I light a batti, I light an incense stick here, and then the fragrance of the incense spreads, right, pervades the room, but it takes some time, a few minutes to pervade the room. This is an action. The fragrance pervading the room is an action happening in time. But space pervading all is not an action. Right? It is not an action. That is the very nature of space, that it is there as everywhere. As everywhere, space is there. Therefore, Sarva Vyapitva. So too, Atma Brahma is the Sarva Vyapi, as the very isness of everything, as the very chit which lights up the every very entity, Satta Spurti, being there and then being known, being revealed. Satta Spurti Pradhanam Pradatre iti Atma Chaitanyam. Therefore, Vyomavat Sarva Vyapi, Vyapitvat Sarva Vyapi, that is Atma Tattvam. And therefore, further, Sarva Samsara Dharma Varjitam, free from, Varjita, free from all such qualities of samsara, like karta, bhokta, small, subject to aging, timing, subject to death, etc., limited, subject to afflicted by shoka. These are the samsara dharmas. I am different, I am small. These are the samsara dharma. Atma is free from sarva samsara dharma varjitam. Sarvebhyaha samsara dharmebhyaha, dharmabhyaha varjitam, free from all samsara dharma. Dharmebhyaha only. Okay. Sarva samsara dharmebhyaha varjitam, free from all samsara dharma. In its own true nature, Bhashyakara says, Svena Nirupadhikena Swarupena. In its own true nature, which is free from upadhi, limitations, conditions, free from all conditioning, all limitations. Nirupadhikena Svena Swarupena. Further, Avikriyam eva sat, remaining sat, remaining avikriyam eva, remaining changeless, remaining constant alone. Upadhikritaha sarvaha samsara vikriyaha anubhavati iti avivekinam mudhanam anekam ivacha pratideham pratyavabhasate iti etadaha. In its own true nature, it remains without any change, remains constant. But upadhikritaha sarvaha samsara vikriyaha, vikriyaha, all modifications, changes pertaining to samsara, in the light of samsara, pertaining to, relating to samsara. Sarvaha, all that. And all of them, what are they like? They are upadhikritaha, brought about by the upadhi, in the presence of upadhi. Okay? In the presence of upadhi, in the nearness of upadhi, the nearness, presence, etc. is the adhyasa. Because of this adhyasa, tadatmya, identification, taking atma for a samsari, karta, sukhi, etc. Because of this wrong, erroneous tadatmya, identification, adhyasa, because of this samsara vikriyaha anubhavati eva, as though atma undergoes all these vikriyas, changes. Okay, really free, but then it looks like atma undergoes all these. I suffer, I am small, I am dukkhi, I am confused, I am happy, I am depressed, I am elated, right? As though undergoing all these. And as though anukaroti. When I am happy, Atma seems to be happy. Not really. It seems to become happy. When I am sad, the very sad person, Atma, the very sad person, it looks because the very existence of sad person is from the Atma. The very satta of sad me, okay, is Atma. And the very revelation, very being known, shining off this lighting up this sad person is the Atma Chaitanya. Therefore, it appears as if it becomes the sad person. Like even suppose we dangle objects, suppose say, and then there is a spotlight, powerful light, say, and then as the light illumines the objects, the light seems to assume those shapes. Okay, the shape, square shape, circular shape, whatever the light illumines, the light seems to assume that shape. Similarly, therefore, Sukhi, so Atma appears to be Sukhi. When the Antakarana assumes when the Upadhi assumes such a state, then Atma lighting up, Atma lending the very existence of it, Atma also appears to be in that very same state. Therefore, Anubhavati iti. Who thinks so? Bhashyakara says, Avivekinam Mudhanam Avabhasate. It appears avabhasate, it appears to the aviveki, they do not have the viveka, meaning the true nature of Atma, the distinction between Upadhi and the Chaitanya, Upahita. Mudaha, deluded because of aviveka, they mistake one for the other. Mudanam avivekinam avabhasate. And not only it as Atma is seen to be undergoing all the pleasure and pain, but also anekam ivacha pratideham prati. With reference to each body, you are one Atma, you are second Atma, you are third Atma, fourth Atma, it appears to be many also. Pratideham prati avabhasate. Anekam iva pratibhasate. Bhashyakara adds the word Mudanam anekam ivacha. As though it looks many. Iti etat aha, that is being said here in this mantra. So, all the changes and all the states, all the conditions, etc., they belong to Upadhi. Atma being the revealer of all, being the truth of all, being the substratum of all, it appears to is taken to be a changing entity in plurality, having plurality. For the avivekis, for the mudhas, it is said. Okay. Further. Tat dhāvataha drutam gacchataha anyan atma vilakshanan mano vad indriya pravritin atyeti atitya gacchati iva. Bhashyakara adds iva. Tat atma chaitanyam atma tattvam dhāvataha, the running entities. The word in the mantra, tat dhāvataha anyan atyeti, that he explains. Tat dhāvataha, atma tattvam, dhāvataha, running things. What are they? Bhashyakara explains. Drutam gacchataha, things which move fast. Drutam means fast. Drutam gacchataha. Adverb drutam, adverbial, moving fast, things which move fast. What are they? Anyan, other things. What are the other things? Anyan Atma Vilakshanan, who are distinct from Atma Swarupa, things which are dependent. Atma is self-existing, others are dependent. Nama Rupatmaka, Nama Rupa Karma is the Vilakshana. Mithya entities, dependent entities. What are like what? Bhashyakara says, Manaha, Vak, Indriya, Prabhriti. Prabhriti means etc. Like the Manaha, like the mind, Vak, speech, and then Indriya, sense organs, etc. Body, any other thing, perception, thinking, knowledge, all this. Mano, Vak, Indriya, Prabhritin, Atma Vilakshanan, Anyan, which are Dhavataha, which are very fast moving. Like seeing takes place very quickly, hearing takes place very quickly, thinking takes place very quickly, thinking about something takes very fast, therefore Dhavataha, very fast. So what are those? Vak, etc., Manaha, etc. Atma Vilakshanan, Mano, Vak, Indriya, Prabhriti, Atyeti, Ati, Yeti, Ati means Atitya, moving, overtaking. Atitya Gacchati, overtaking that faster. That's the meaning. Atitya Gacchati. Ati Yeti means Ati Gacchati. Atitya Gacchati. It moves faster. Okay. Runs ahead. Our book says runs ahead. Does it run? No. Iva, as if. Atitya Gacchati, Iva, as though it runs fast. How do you say it is Iva? Iva means as though. Right? In the mantra there is no Iva. How do you say Iva? You can't say, this athlete in the 100-meter dash, this fellow as though running. What is the as though running? The fellow has to run. Okay. The fellow is as though running in the 100-meter dash. He is running. There is no Iva in the mantra. How do you say Iva? Bhashyakara says, Ivarthaha, Ivartham, Swayameva Darshati, Shrutihi, Swayameva Darshati. Shruti itself points out the sense of the word Iva as though it points out. On its own, the Shruti itself points out that there is a sense of as though, Iva Artham, the sense of Artha, the sense of as though is, the Shruti itself says, Iva Artham, Swayameva Darshayati Shruti. How does it say? Bhashyakara points out, Tishtad iti, standing. Standing, it runs fast. Standing, it overtakes the running other things. Now, which is true here? Is standing is the reality or running fast is the reality? Right? So Bhashyakara points out standing, meaning not changing, remaining constant is the true nature. And then running fast, etc. is in the light of Upadhi. Therefore, Tishtat meaning standing. Therefore, the running is as though. Okay? Not changing is the truth. And therefore, changing is seeming. Seemingly changing. As though changing. Therefore, he says, Swayam Avikriyam eva sat ityarthaha. Remaining unchanging, itself unchanging. Swayam Avikriyam. Vikriya means undergoing change. Avikriyam, not changing. By itself, not changing. I think we saw in the Atma Bodha, I think, like when the clouds are running in the sky, right? And then the moon seems to run, okay? The moon seems to be running fast. When the clouds run fast, the moon seems to run. When you observe Ganga from here, you can sometimes see something. As Gangaji is moving, it looks as if the plants, the trees and the parts of the mountain seems to move in the opposite direction. It looks as though the mountain moves a little bit in the opposite direction. That's how it looks. It looks. It does not move, but it looks as though it is moving. So like the moon, Amshuman, Mega, when the Mega Dhavati, when the Mega runs, when the cloud runs, the moon seems to run in the opposite direction. It is not moving, but really, with reference to the clouds, but then the cloud seems to be stationary and then the moon seems to be running. Similarly, Atma seems to be changing, itself unchanging, but it seems to be changing just for perceiving, for outwardly, superficially, it seems to be changing. Tishtat itself avikriyam. Tishtat does not mean, literal meaning is not that. Tishtat means standing. Atma stands. That is not the meaning here. Atma stands means Atma does not change, no change. But then dhavat, it's running. Running also is not literal. Or lakshanartha. Okay? Lakshana vritti. Lakshyartha only vritti. Standing, it stands, it runs. Standing also is not there. Running also is not the literal meaning. Standing means not changing. Running means seems to change. That's all. Okay. And then, but further, tasmin napaha matarishva dadati iti. We will see that too. Day after tomorrow we will see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.